there! Welcome to the second part of our lesson on adverbials and tenses. By the end of this class, you should be able to identify the different tenses in a passage, make correct sentences with tenses. Now, the word tense comes from the Latin word for time. This is why tenses are defined as verb-based words that are used to express the time of an action, event, or condition. This is to say that in order to explain what has happened, what is happening, and what would happen, we have to make use of tenses. Can you now see how important tenses are and why you need to learn them? Now, just like there are different points in time, there are also different kinds of tenses based on those different points in time. Although there are numerous subdivisions of tenses, the major kinds of tenses are past tense, present tense, and future tense. Let's take a look at these major tenses individually, starting from 1. Past tense. These are tenses that are used to express actions that have already taken place. Being verb-based, expression in past tense involves the process of changing the verb in a sentence to its past tense form. This, in most but not all cases, involves adding the suffix ed to the end of the verb or verbs in the sentence. For example, if you're asked to write about how Bisi came to school yesterday, it would be wrong to say Bisi walked to school yesterday. The right thing to do is for you to add the suffix ed to the verb walk in order to make it in the past tense since it is about yesterday. Therefore, the correct answer you would write would be Bisi walked to school yesterday. Simple, isn't it? Now take note that simply adding ed to the verb might not be the right thing to do all the time, as there are some words which have verb forms that do not need the addition ed. For example, the correct past tense verb of teach is not teached. It is thought. Read books and practice every day to learn other such words with special verb past tense. 2. Present tense. Now these are tenses that are used to express actions that are currently happening or are generally known to happen. Present tense makes use of verbs that show how an action is currently ongoing. This is done by adding the suffix ing to the verb or verbs in the sentence. For example, if you're asked to talk about what Uche is currently doing, you would be incorrect to say, Uche is walk home. The correct thing to say would be to add ing to the verb. Therefore, the correct sentence would be, Uche is walking to school. 3. Future tenses. These are tenses that are used to express actions that are going to happen later or in the future. Future tenses makes use of verbs that show that an action has not happened, is not currently happening, but is going to happen later. To do this, the word will is added before the verb in the sentence. For example, if you want to write about where to go tomorrow, it is incorrect to say, I go to school tomorrow. The right thing to do is to add will before the verb go. Therefore, the correct sentence is, I will go to school tomorrow. Well done for coming this far in the lesson. Do you now understand what tenses are and how to use the right tenses? Now, let's practice with the following passage to see if you can identify the different types of tenses in it. Read and listen carefully. My name is Aisha. I'm in primary 5. I walked to my school yesterday. However, I am skating to school today. So I'll be the first pupil to arrive at school. Can you identify different tenses in the passage? Let's take a look together. From the passage, this part of the passage, I walked to school yesterday, is in the past tense because the verb walk has an ed at the end. Therefore, it means an action that has already happened, that is, in the past. 2. This part of the passage, I am skating to school today, is in the present tense because the verb skate has its last alphabet removed and ing added at the end, thereby making it an action that is currently ongoing. 3. This part of the passage, I will be the first pupil to arrive at school, is in the future tense because will is found before the verb, thereby making it a condition that is yet to happen. Good job, everyone! You've learned what tenses are, the different kinds of tenses, and how to identify and make sentences with them. See you in the next class.